So, hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of our little Bonedo vintage drum series. Today's topic is, again, all about Hayman drums. I said the word again. Why did I say this? Well, we talked about Hayman drums in our very first episode of our little series here. But why are we doing another episode about, well, the same company? The reason for that is quite simple. I was able to obtain a kit with very rare and very big sizes. And yeah, it would be definitely a fraud if I would not show this kit to you. Okay, some history about Hayman drums. Hayman drums were first introduced back in 1968 and were in fact the brainchild of Ivar Arbiter of the Dallas Arbiter company. And the reason why he built that kind of drum kit was the fact that he wanted a kit with lots of projection and loudness and lots of crack. Because back in the day, rock music started to get louder and louder, amplifiers started to get bigger and bigger and more powerful. So yeah, the drummer world needed a kit which could compete with the immense volume. What's special about Hayman is, yeah, at first the distinctive look. The lugs are in fact a rip-off of the Camco drum kits that were quite popular in America back in the day. And another speciality of Hayman drum kits is the interior of the shell with the Vibrasonic coating. The Vibrasonic coating is a very thick, how shall I say, many layers of a special paint. I don't know exactly what it is. There are some rumors out there that the paint is actually from refrigerators. I don't know if that's correct or not. Anyway, it's quite thick and it gives the shell that special Hayman sound, which is very loud, very big, powerful, loads of projection, loads of cut, and and an immense volume in the room, even for today's standards. I mean, we're talking about vintage drum kits, but in my opinion, Hayman drums do not sound that vintage at all. They sound quite modern, even for the year 2023. So this is also a kit which might appeal to people who prefer more contemporary sounds. Most of the Hayman drums were made out of birch with birch reinforcement rings. However, there are also some mahogany shells out there. Back in the days, birch supplements started to get short. So what Hayman and Premier drums, by the way, too, did is they started to swap woods and build drum kits out of mahogany. In case of Hayman drums, it doesn't matter which material your shell is actually made of. Birch and mahogany shells sound absolutely the same. Why? Reason for that is the before mentioned Vibrasonic coating, which gives the shell that unique sound. And when you hit the drum, you do not hear the wood, you do hear the Vibrasonic coating. Okay, why is this kit so special? Well, most Hayman drums were made in the regular tom sizes. So when you look at the used market, you can find them mostly in 22, 12, 13, 16, or 22, 13, 16. So they were called Showmaster outfits and so on and so on. Sometimes you can even find them with a 20-inch bass drum. They're rarer than the 22s. What we have here in this case is a custom-made Hayman drum from 1973. It consists of two 26-inch by 15-inch bass drums. So yeah, very, very big bass drums. Not 14-inch depth, they're 15-inch. Two 14 by 10-inch rack toms. So again, very, very big. A 16 by 16-inch floor tom, quite normal, but now again something very, very special and incredibly rare. An 18 by 18-inch floor tom. Snare-wise, we do have the regular 14 by 5.5 Hayman wood shell snare drum, so nothing special here. We should mention that the rack toms, the 14-inch rack toms, have 10 lugs on each side. Reason for that was the fact that Hayman did not have any 8 lug hoops in stock, so they decided to simply build the 14-inch rack toms with 10 lugs. Yeah, that's how it was back in the day. Head-wise, we do use Remo drum heads on the entire kit. On the tom batter side, we do use the Remo Vintage Emperors on all toms. On the resonance side, we do use the regular Remo Clear Ambassadors. On the bass drum, we do have a coated Power Stroke 3. On the batter side, on the resonance side, we do have the Smooth White Power Stroke 3. On the snare, we do have a regular remote controlled sound, Ambassador Hazy on the bottom, and snare wires are Pure Sound, regular Pure Sound 22 strand wires. Cymbal wise, we do have a 14-inch Istanbul Agop Exist, brilliant hi-hat. Here, absent currently because you have to see me again. But in the video, when I play, I do have a 20-inch Exist Brilliant Ride as a crash. This is the 22-inch Sterling, Aaron Sterling signature ride. I simply love it because it's very, very reminiscent of the Paiste 602s and the old Avidis, so it's a sound which I really, really like. The same applies to the Exist hi-hats, by the way, which sound very, very much like the old Avidis. So I can highly, highly recommend them to you. And here we do have a 24-inch Jazz ride. I think it works quite well in this combination. This one here is quite dark and quite smoky. However, it suits quite well into that kind of configuration, into that kind of rock configuration. I dismantled the whole kit, I polished the lugs, I de-rusted the screws, I polished the wrap of the shell, And luckily everything was in very, very good and nearly pristine condition. So the set was, how shall I say, it was taken care of, which I think is a very, very good thing. I decided to equip the rack toms with that Gibraltar mounting system here. It's actually the only one on the market which I could find which was able to carry a tom which consists out of 10 lugs. So which means you can also use this mounting system for snares too. And as you might know, rack toms with 10 lugs are not very common. So this is quite special. Actually, it works very, very well with that thing. And I decided to avoid that stupid thing here, which is famously known as the knuckle crusher. This is the original tom holder, which you can mount on that rail on the bass drum here. But it's really a horrible construction. So it looks nice, it may look impressive and even funny when it looks a bit like a scarecrow actually. But it doesn't work very, very, very well. And if you decide to take this kit out on the road, I highly, highly recommend you. And that thing, what I said, that hint applies to all Hayman drums. Try to use mounting systems and try to avoid this thing. It doesn't work. It's not steady. It's simply horrible. Okay, prices on the used market. Well, at least in Germany, you can find the regular outfits in 12, 13, 16, 22, plus matching snare, for around 1,000 to 1,500 euros. They were also cheaper in the past, however, prices are increasing currently. Yeah, for these shells here, it's actually quite difficult to establish a price because they are really very, very, very rare. And actually, I've not seen that many 26-inch Hayman bass drums on the internet. I have not seen that many 14-inch rack toms and 18-inch floor toms. So it's very difficult to really say what this set currently costs. But I said before, it's a custom order. So this is, of course, way more expensive than the regular sizes. This is definitely a one-of-a-kind set. And I'm really, really very, very happy to own it. I'm not a double bass player. So I decided not to set up the second bass drum on that video. However, we are going to show some images of the, let's say, original look. And I love the sound of the Hayman drums. They are the better Ludwig kits. And I can highly, highly recommend you to check them out, even if they are in regular size, not big size, also regular size. Haymans sound absolutely amazing. Get them while they're still affordable. Highly, highly recommended. Okay, that's it for today. Hit the subscribe button below or feel free to comment the video if you have any questions about that kit or my tuning or whatever. And until then, yeah, see you next time and bye bye.